Okay, so under the start here, I think it's, oh yeah, number 3, review helpful resources. This one would confuse me. So that would be, I'd need a link for that. Maybe, yeah, I would not know what to do with that at all. The other thing too is these images, let me see if they show up when I leave the student view. Oh yeah, they do. They do. Okay, so that's just because of the student view. It's just because of my computer. Yeah, and okay, and now the images show up. That's just my computer. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, another thing is on this, let's see, the syllabus assignment. Where is that? Uh, right here. Oh yeah, your syllabus assignment. So a couple things that I think you can really improve here. One, why are you making this so hard on yourself? Oh, for Pete's sakes, are you really checking their answers? This could be really easily, this could be a quiz. Oh my gosh, do this as a quiz. In fact, do it as like a multiple choice quiz where they have like several chances to get the answer right, and then that way they get it wrong and then they have to go back and look up the answer, so then they learn the answer. Okay, so I think that's the way you want to go, because then they actually um, you know learn these things, and then you do not have to mess with this. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Yeah, you're making this way too hard on yourself, I think. Okay, so that's one thing. And then the other thing is just the instructions on this are just a little confusing. You can click on the syllabus link, or you can scroll down and look at the syllabus there. Now, I know what you mean, because this is your syllabus here, but I don't know if students would they're probably not necessarily going to understand that this is like the document, that this is the syllabus there, if that makes sense. So what I am going to suggest that you do is to instead of having this here, let me show you. Let's leave the student view and then make this like auto open. Okay, so how can I edit this? Oh, maybe I can't edit in this mode. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so this is just a random page from my class, and this is a document. This is what you have right here. This is just a Word document. And what I have done here is, in the editing mode, in this document, you highlight it, and then you go up to your, no, sorry, you go up to your link option, and then it's automatically open an inline preview. Okay, so it's clicked there, and I want to cancel because I don't want to mess anything up here. And then what happens is it just automatically opens for them. The good thing about it is that it doesn't take up so much space. So they do have to scroll. So if you have, like your syllabus is a longer document, but it doesn't take up the whole entire thing. Okay. So that's just I think that would be better for you to do. And in fact, I kind of do that in, oh, well, never mind. I did that exact thing in my English class where I had the 1A syllabus and then the 205 syllabus. I just had them on top of each other like that. So um, the students don't have to scroll that much, and they don't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to go next. So that's the way that I like to do it. There may be some reasons for not doing it that way, but I don't know of any. Okay. Oh, wording on your syllabus. I learned this from pretty recently, and I wanted to share it with you. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, this right here. I used to have this exact thing right here. So what in terms of just the language here, you can, you know, say the exact same thing in a different tone. So I have this suggestion here, and you know, instead of sounding so harsh with this, because you know, of course, we know why we need to do this because we need to clear up um, our rosters. We need to manage our rosters. We don't want students to, you know, get kind of fall through the cracks, get stuck in our class, miss the drop dates, blah, 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 end up with W's or end up with failing grades, whatever. So the thing about the equity-minded language is that you don't have to not have those strict policies. It's not about your policies. You can have these very strict policies. It's the way that you explain them. So rather than saying, you know, if you do not complete all assignments, I'll be forced to drop you, rather than saying that, just explain why. You know, give the students the rationale or the explanation from your point of view and why you need to do that to benefit them. So in my little note, I gave you the suggestion, you know, many students would like to join our class, and if I see that you haven't completed your work for the first week, I may drop you to give them a chance to take your spot. I don't want you to remain in my class and end up with a failing grade or a W on your transcript because you or I didn't realize you're still enrolled in the class. If you cannot complete all the work for the first week, it is really important that you communicate with me to let you know what your plan is, you know, something like that. Because, you know, honestly, I don't know about you, but that's the case for me. You know, I just have one assignment, and I say to them, you know, what I used to say is, if you don't do this assignment, I'm going to drop you. But of course, you know, if a student were to reach out to me and say, look, I missed the assignment, you know, it's like the next morning, and I don't know, my computer froze or whatever, or, you know, got broken and I couldn't do it, but please don't drop me. Of course, I'm not going to drop them, right? I mean, but not every student is going to know that. And that's where the equity mindedness comes in, is that the students who are first generation, you know, not used to college, are going to assume that they're just shut out of luck in that case, and they're just screwed. There's nothing they can do. They don't have the ability to reach out to the instructor and ask. Students who are used to college culture, they have the entitlement. They will reach out to the instructor, and so those students are going to be okay. So that's the idea there, is to make that clear, if that makes sense. Yeah, so just you know, just something to think about. Okay, hold on. Oh, and then maybe some images, just like throw in some little pictures, you know, I don't know, just a lot of words here. I don't know, I like pictures, but whatever. I can show you my syllabus. I have a lot of cute pictures in mine. It's pretty cute. Okay, now on this thing, this is great. However, this is going to be a problem if you ever have any students who, need any type of accommodation, right? I mean, this is so hard to see, and it's just not only illegal to do this, but it's just for copyright reasons, but also for accessibility reasons. So I've found, learning style inventory website. I'm sure you can find others. There's one to start. It's probably a lot shorter than what you have. I don't know if that's in your textbook, how you want to do that. But anyway, I don't know if I don't know. Now I'm thinking about if this is in your textbook, um, and students have access to that, maybe maybe that should be more clear. Um, Although you're saying that the textbook is optional, right? So, um, oh man, that's tough. Um, yeah, I see what you're doing. Oh boy. Uh, I'm thinking out loud here. Uh, you know, hold on, let me think for a minute. I don't know. Just be aware of that if you do have students. Now, this website that I'm giving you isn't necessarily accessible for them either. A student that needs a screen reader is not really going to have an easy time with that either, but at least it's legal in terms of copyright issues. So once you get back, I don't know. It's a conundrum. I don't know. I don't know. I think this, actually, I think this is fine. Just something to just be aware of on your radar, just in case someone pushes back on you for that. Okay, now regarding discussions, I was able to get into your discussions, and I think this is like a backdoor way of doing it. If I put myself, if you put myself, if you put me in your class as an observer or designer, I cannot see your students. However, if I use the student view, I can get into the discussions because I'm going as a student view, as an observer. I think that's how I can see it. I'm really not seeing you at all in the discussions, and I'm telling you, I am guilty of this myself. I do think that it is a good idea to try your hardest to do that first discussion and welcome them to the class. And so I don't know what your first, couple weeks is like. I'm imagining that it's hectic like everybody's, but if you can try to kind of clear out some things, and one of the things that you can do is make that syllabus quiz automated so you don't have to mess with it at all. And then it's hands off of that. Maybe even if there's something else that you're dealing with that you can make automated or put off for like the end of week 2 or even 3, and then you can just devote time to just a sentence or two, just replying back to every student on the introduction discussion board, just welcoming to the class. I think that goes a long way. And then for the other discussions, and again, I am very guilty of, I do the first one. I think I do the first one. I think I hit everybody, but on the other ones, I don't always get in there and do this, but try to get in there. And I think it does help them, especially going forward when they see you in there. Okay, so just try. Okay, this was the one I was looking at, and I was kind of wondering if this was really appropriate as a discussion. So, okay, I love this prompt. This is a, great essay for them to read right before they turn in their first draft. It's great questions for them to respond to. I think this is really good, but I'm wondering if it would be better if they just answered the questions as an assignment just for you, just because it just seems like their responses are really good, but what they're saying is not that rich, I think. And I don't know, I think that it's a good idea to try to make your discussions, your discussion prompts really intentionally topics that are going to work really well for discussions, and then anything that's going to kind of generate the same types of answers for students, just make those assignments. And if you know what I'm saying. And you probably have some more things like this, but because you do have quite a few discussions. I tend to think that 1 or 2 discussions per week is probably good. Now, I did get a chance to observe Michael Takeda's class last semester, and he had a ton of discussions as well. So I'm thinking, and I've seen, Jackie Williams' class a lot because she, does a lot of sharing of her classes. She doesn't have as many discussions. So it's all over the board. I think that's a matter of style. I just like really having like 1 or maybe 2 discussions per week. I don't know. I like having a discussion about in 205, and then maybe something related to like whatever we're reading, and that's about it. Uh, you know, the discussion in 205 is going to be something related to, whatever we're working on, whether it's their essay or, building up to that. So, I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't have more than that, but just really thinking about, um, making them come in and, oh boy, that's not it. Where is it? Uh, yeah, making them come in and, read this person's just to say, same, I agree. I don't know if that's really worth it. And then when they're reading the person's answers, I mean, they kind of can just copy. Now, I know that you can set it up to where they have to respond first, and then before they can see everybody else's posts. But there's a really easy workaround for that, and that's that you can come in, reply, you can put like, a little period, and then you can read everybody's on the whole entire thread, and then go back and edit. And like this person edited. Yeah, I'm not saying that they did that, but it's possible to do that. Well, she was the first person that did it, so she probably didn't. But she might have seen what some other people wrote and then went back and edited. So if just some things to keep in mind. Okay, I've been talking for almost 20 minutes here, so I hope this is helping you. And I am going to send you what I'm writing down here. And you know, we'll talk about this more. So I hope that this is helping. Okay, I'll talk to you later.